Welcome back to Miss Subway viewers. How you doing? I'm your host Gabby. Here with, as always, my co-hosts. We got Akash over here. How you doing?
What up?
How you doing, Akash? And
I'm
Los,
good.
how's
What's
it
going
going?
on?
Yo, what's up, everybody?
Yes, clap, clap, clap for everybody.
Was that from our two viewers?
This week we're getting into, I think, the Emmys. Had some really good winners. I think we had, and a couple of shows that we actually loved. So, Los, you want to start it off? What did we like about the Emmys? What winners did you like? What losers did we like?
I mean, I didn't really get to watch the Emmys. I saw some of the winners, but I was just happy to see Christine Milioti won the Emmy for
Ooh.
for her role in The Penguin, which I felt like she rightfully deserved.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah,
Mhm.
Absolutely.
you really did love her, your girlfriend in The Penguin. She was
Yeah,
great
yeah,
though.
yeah, yeah. Well,
So,
I've already moved on from her. I already got another celebrity crush. She was the it girl for that time. And unless they come out with a Penguin season two, but yeah, but rightfully well deserved Emmy win for her.
Hold on,
right.
backtrack. I want to know who your celebrity crush is now.
All right,
You can't just drop that and let it go like that. Come on.
I'm
Yeah, who
back
is
on
it?
the Margaret Qualley train right now. So
Mm,
Oh,
yeah, okay. There. Nice. Interesting.
did you watch Honey Don't, or are you just watching? She's just back in your feed.
she's back in my feed. The algorithm has blessed me once again. So
All right, Akash, did you take any? What did you like about them? Is any winners, any losers?
I actually had quite a bit that I liked that one. Number one, starting with the studio, which I think is a
oh, yeah.
phenomenal show, especially if you're a cinephile and everything.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. It's worth checking out, and
Mhm.
it's rightfully that show rightfully deserves to win.
Yeah.
Another
That
winner.
scene. Have you seen that show, Gabby?
Yeah, it was great. It
That
was
that that
hilarious.
that episode with the old school Hollywood buffet. So well written. It was so
Okay,
well
yeah.
written. Sorry, Kash, continue.
No, you're good. You're good. No, it is a great show though. For any cinephile, I highly recommend checking that one out. Another one that I'm really glad to see win was uh Tremaine Tellman. I believe that's how you say his name from Severance. I think that dude is such a great actor, and he's been popping in a lot more stuff lately. Tremel Tillman, sorry. He was recently in Mission Impossible. He's so charismatic, and it was so great to see him win that for Best Supporting Actor, I think. And of
Oh,
course,
awesome.
Chris, Christine Milioti for The Penguin. She was amazing in that. So, well, kudos to her, and kudos to everybody that really won.
Yeah, I- those are good picks. I really like the studio. The studio had some really great episodes of just like yeah, capturing like the old Hollywood. The one that I really loved was the when they're like the detectives, like the film noir, where
Oh
they're
Yeah.
just
yeah.
trying to figure out the one with Zac Efron. It was so good. Um, but yeah, watching the Emmys, I watched some clips. I know that you guys watch Slow Horses, right?
Love
Yes.
Slow
No.
Horses.
Yeah, you love Slow Horses. so, so I know that it was Adam Randall won for directing for drama series. So
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
I know it's on my list of a million things to watch, but Slow Horse is definitely on it because I love Gary Oldman. Gary Oldman is he can do no wrong.
yeah.
But for me, I know the Pit won a lot. For me though was I loved Andor, and I'm a big Star Wars fan. Dan Gilroy won for writing for Andor, and the second season was so good, so poignant, so I don't want to get political, but it was great. Every speech that had to do about tyranny, every it was just so good. And I'm glad that Andor won something because it was super entertaining. It was super moving, inspirational. It was such a good show. So I know Carlos, did you watch Andor or you watched
No, I
Nope.
just got to the
you
one
didn't get to the
episode,
second season,
and
right? Oh, you're right, you're right.
yeah, and then like I said, it just with so many things coming down the pipeline, it's just so difficult to kind of like I said, I have a like attention deficit disorder when it comes to like movies and TV shows.
I know
Like
for real.
something comes out and it grabs my attention, and then I'm watching that, and then I get sidetracked, but it's on my list. I'm moving it up. So
It's fantastic, trust me. I mean, even as somebody who's not like an avid Star Wars fan by any means, I think Andor is just an amazing show. It's very grounded, and I I love Rogue One. Rogue One to me is my one of my favorite Star Wars movies. So it has the same feeling, and it's the
oh,
same people behind Rogue One. It's great. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess since we're speaking of Star Wars, I think they just dropped the trailer for Mandalorian and Grogu, right?
Yeah.
I think they just dropped the trailer. We want to, Molly Maul, can we set that up? Let's see. Can we see what this trailer's about?
Oh, it's like a minute and 34. More like a teaser.
Did we need this movie? Anybody refinish Mandalorian? I mean, Grogu is adorable, but like,
I think Disney needs this movie because everything they come out with has been like hit or miss, and this is gonna be a hit.
I agree. I think, uh, what? Where do we first this? Alright, I'm in. I know what I'm with Sigourney Weaver. Maybe Disney.
Impressive.
Yeah, this looks good.
Yeah.
Looks dope.
I will 1000%
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah.
You know,
Cute little
I
puppets.
the for me the Mandalorian was the saving grace because I was already getting Star Wars burnout.
Yeah,
You know,
definitely.
from especially those episodes 7, 8, 9, it just didn't hit with me. And I just there was just too much Star Wars coming now. And then the Han Solo movie, which wasn't bad, but I was already on the verge of like tapping out to the increased amount of Star Wars content, movies and TV shows.
Yeah.
And then this comes out, and it was just like a breath of fresh air. It felt like I was a kid watching the old school Star Wars, like John Favreau. I don't know if he's directing this movie, but when he took over,
Yeah, that's true.
when he was part of this franchise and he created this the TV show Mandalorian, like I said, it was just so well done that it made me happy to be a Star Wars fan. And this movie looks no different to the TV shows. I think this is gonna be a phenomenal movie.
Yeah. I
He is
completely
directing.
agree.
John Favreau is directing, and it's co-written
Oh,
by Dave Filoni. It's Favreau and
oh,
Dave
yeah.
Filoni.
Those two, that tag team right
So
there, it's unstoppable right now. Those forget it. John Favreau,
yeah.
he's amazing director when it comes to stuff. So and Dave Filoni with it, yeah, this is gonna be a hit. I need
So
a
I
just
think I agree with you that the first season of Mandalorian was, yeah, it was new, it was fresh. You're like, thank God something could save Star Wars. I think they keep, I know it's about money, so they're just gonna do it until it's dead. I didn't like the last season of Mandalorian. It was fine, but I think it kind of did the same thing where I did get fatigued. You're like, all right, enough. Like what's new about this? What is different? The first season was new and different. It was great. It was within the universe they created, and it was something that you wanted to watch. This movie does look good, and I'm gonna go see it because also Sigourney Weaver's in it. I will see anything that she's in. Um, and the effects look great. The CGI looks great,
Y-
but I am a little hesitant on, yeah, like I want to I want to be excited, but like I feel like everything that you're excited for lately for like Disney or Marvel, whatever, has some kind of something that you're just like, all right, it was fine. So I don't want
well,
to hype it up,
I
but
think I think the only reason I'm hyped about it too is because I never watched the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. I didn't watch Ashoka. I haven't even finished Andor. So I'm even me.
Okay.
like a steady. I'm forcibly making sure the Star Wars content is on a steady drip. You know, I'm not overwhelming myself with it too much. Where so I'm picking and choosing because there's so much now. So I'm definitely on board for this because it's the only thing that's catching my attention. Everything else, I can even it would have to take a bunch of people to come up to me and say, "Well, you haven't seen that show? It's so amazing." You know, I'm like, "Oh, then I'll add it to my list." But I'm in no rush to see the other stuff that Disney's making with Star Wars, and that includes any animation or anything else they have down the pipeline.
All right, yeah. I guess that would yeah. If you're gonna be, I think you should be picky with it because there is a
Yeah,
lot. There's just so much, and yeah, it's
Yeah, and you
not.
saved yourself from a lot of disappointments too. I can
yeah,
tell you that much.
yeah. What was that one? What was that one that got like destroyed? The one with the
The
twin.
Acolyte. Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't.
that was
Oh
terrible.
Terrible.
That was
Garbage,
terrible.
right? I haven't seen that, but I'm not going to either. But Disney, if you're listening, and I'm sure you're not, I need a Groku popcorn bucket, all right? That I can hold in the movie theater when I'm watching this movie. Make that happen.
You know that's gonna happen. Come on, come
Oh,
on. You know that.
gotta. It's gotta.
yeah.
There's no way.
The popcorn bucket. Wait, that or the helmet? I'd rather have Mando helmet.
No, I need a Groku popcorn bucket,
I need Grogu.
Yeah. Imagine him sitting on your
The
lap when you're
popcorn
watching the
bucket.
movie, eating popcorn from his head. That would be so cool. The kids will want that.
The kids will eat it up.
And
That's true.
you know
Yeah.
what? That's why this movie's gonna be a hit no matter what. Because the kids, Grogu's already proven to be like such a massive success among little kids and like whatever. So this movie's a hit regardless.
Yeah. When is it? When's it coming out?
May
When's
of
the
next year.
release date? May. Okay. All right. They got it. What else was
Yeah.
just moved? Oh, Mortal Kombat was moved, right?
Yeah, I
Oh
got
We
pushed
God,
back.
haven't seen.
I hate that. I was looking forward to that so bad.
So Mandalorian comes out in May
hmm
2026. Yeah, it looked good.
So I got on another topic, I want to divert a little quick because I kind of told you guys that this topic has been kind of sitting with me for a few weeks. Kind of want to get your guys expertise point of view. A few weeks ago, I mean, we all have Instagram. I think most of us follow Puberty.
Hmm.
It's a big account. A lot
Yeah.
millions of people follow it. They had this best director gauntlet where they had like the top 50 and everybody voted, right? The votes, and it came down to four, and they declared a winner. Which I don't think this dude wins. I shouldn't win, but he won. But he does deserve credit. I don't know if you saw it. Christopher Nolan won Best Director of all time, which I think is bullshit. He's a great director, yes. He's a great director. I'm not, but he's beating the likes of Martin Scorsese, Steven Spielberg. Like, those guys, I'm sure he would say these are the guys that inspire me to go into movies. And I feel like I guess it went to it was a democratic process. Everybody voted, but I feel like people just like one movie, and it seemed like the one movie everybody loved was Interstellar, and that was the movie they based that he's my favorite director. When most people probably haven't seen the plethora of just stuff that these other directors have made, and you're making your one opinion on a one movie that this guy is going to be your favorite director. He doesn't. He's got, like I said, he's got a good, bunch of movies under his belt. But the first couple he made, I wouldn't consider them like classics like that. So I just feel
You
like
wouldn't
I don't
consider
know
Memento a classic?
which one.
You wouldn't consider Memento a classic?
When I saw it the first time, it blew my mind because it was the first of its kind. But I don't consider it a classic. I have not movies like that where like you know the ending. Like I haven't seen Sixth Sense since it came out. There's no reason. I already know what the ending's like. The purpose of that film is to drive the surprise ending. After that, there's no purpose in watching it again because you already see what's coming. I might give it a second watch. But Memento, I think I've seen that movie twice because I was so excited that this movie was what it was. Since I haven't seen that movie ever. It's not a classic. It's not a classic like E.T. Like I can't put on E.T. I can't put on Memento for my kids. Like E.T. is a classic. Indiana Jones classic. These movies are like will be talked about decades from now. Memento, we can talk about it because we're cinephiles, but I think we're a small minority of the population that watches movies. Where we love movies and we can geek out over directors and how it was filmed and the soundtrack and the story writing and the acting. But most of the population, I don't think is like that in terms of like movies. They're the ones that I'm sure there's a cross section of people who love that garbage Ice Cube made, the War of the Worlds, who think that's a great movie. But I was just like,
What?
man, it went down to like millions of votes, and they declared Christopher Nolan the winner. Which I'm like, I mean, who's voting? Are these kids? Who is the people voting on this? I think it came down to
I think it is,
Spielberg
it is
and Nolan,
Spielberg. I
and he
think
beat
it's
out
young
no,
kids.
huh?
I think it's young kids voting. What platform was it on?
It,
Instagram
it was
Puberty.
Instagram.
or
Yeah, Instagram.
Yeah,
it's gonna be young
I,
kids. So what the young kids have seen, they haven't who maybe people haven't seen E.T. Akash didn't watch Star Wars, so what would he know about George Lucas?
right.
It's the audience, it's who's voting. So for them to say Steven Spielberg, I think it comes down to stats.
It
How
has to.
many of your movies are great? Like James Cameron. James Cameron has the number one movie, Avatar. I'm not even talking about Avatar. Titanic, Terminator 2. But what movies of his sucked to make people think that he sucks now?
Right. And that's the thing. It's just
So
like,
does Nolan have enough movies that aren't good to kind of take him out of the running? So I think it comes down to stats. How many movies do they have out, and how many movies that are out are considered to be like 80% and up?
yeah.
So Steven Spielberg is definitely up there. Nolan is up there. I didn't like Tenet. Akash has hot takes about that. Um, for him to be the best out of all of these directors, I would also disagree.
Yeah.
But
I
it
mean,
is
he's up there,
voting.
but, you
I
Who's
know,
mean,
voting?
look, honestly, I love Spielberg, but I would definitely have chosen Nolan over Spielberg. Sorry.
oh, man,
Would
that's
I have
great.
would I have chosen Nolan as a number one director? No,
Hot take.
I have my pick as a
Nope.
number one director. But I listen, Spielberg has made some classics. Don't get me wrong. Jaws, undeniably one of the greatest movies ever made. The reason summer blockbusters exist. E.T., absolute childhood classic. Jurassic Park. The Terminal. We could go on and on about movies that Spielberg has made. Even like some of his like recent stuff, which haven't been as good. I mean, have you guys ever seen Warhorse? Warhorse, I think, is an incredible movie. I love that movie. Ready Player One,
Warhorse was
also
great.
really good.
Yeah.
Also really good.
Warhorse was
But
beautiful.
yeah, I love that movie. I think it's a great movie. I haven't no, I did actually see West Side Story, which I thought was great too. Um, Nolan's films, I think Nolan, as far as like a director goes, his films are incredible. They they challenge the norm. He makes very complex films, and pushes groundbreaking technology in the way that James Cameron does with his films as well. And I think even the worst film for me, which is Tenet by Nolan, is still a pretty good film, though I don't regard it as highly as the other films. And I could definitely see why people would vote him to the top, especially now that like a lot of Instagram users that are voting on puberty is in fact like teenagers between the ages of like 16 to even like 23, 24-year olds. A lot of these kids probably haven't even seen like things like ET or Jaws or Third Encounter of the Third Kind or whatever. All these movies that came out way back then. They've got on the Nolan train with Interstellar, Inception, The Dark Knight. Everybody loves The Dark Knight. There's not a single person that I ever spoke to that doesn't love The Dark Knight. You could go on, but the fact of the matter is that we live in an age where Nolan is dominating right now. His movies are the appeal. Look at the Barbieheimer thing that we had a couple years ago. Oppenheimer was like a 3-hour drama, and people flocked to the theaters to see that all because of like social media hype and whatever. So Nolan does have his place in today's cinema. Me personally, I glaze the shit out of this dude, and I don't care. But Tarantino.
I didn't know what you said. Your mic cut off
I
again.
don't.
What did
Yeah,
you say?
Oh,
You
you.
glazed
Yeah, you cut
Tarantino?
off.
Can you please say
oh,
that
did
All
I?
I
again
heard
Okay.
into
was
the
you
mic?
were.
That you glazed
Yeah,
Oh,
Tarantino?
I,
all I
oh
heard was
yeah,
you
no, I
like
said
glazing Nolan.
I said
So
Tarantino
okay,
is my
go.
favorite director of all time.
Who is?
Tarantino.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you, buddy.
I mean, I think so. You have a good point. You're saying, but I like that you said Christopher Nolan is dominating now. So that's not the question. It's best director of all time, right?
Yeah, of all time.
Of all
Nah, man.
time, that's one insane. But also, if it's all time, you have to do again from beginning to end. Nolan probably got. If I feel like if you're influenced by directors before you, then maybe the directors before you are better than I don't know. I don't like that question. And then I'm also looking at the bracket. Um, some of the directors that are put against each other, it was Christopher Nolan versus Sam Raimi.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
And I feel like that's a clear winner. I love Sam Raimi, but if we're talking about, I don't know, currently it'd be Nolan
right.
because Raimi has made some crazy movies.
Yeah, that bracket. I feel
Um,
like that bracket was created to give certain people the advantage.
absolutely, absolutely. So, it's a tough bracket. I think a lot of them were not. They're very mismatched for them to even get to
where does
those
Kubrick
people. Like
fall on
it's
that list?
obviously clear winners. What's up?
Where does Kubrick fall on that list? Because you
Kubrick
could tell the
is
age of the voters
where is
by
he?
just seeing how far Kubrick fell.
Yeah.
No, Kubrick won. He was against Taika Waititi,
Huh.
and then he was Stanley Kubrick versus Ridley Scott. Kubrick won, and then he lost to Spielberg. So I don't know. I think Spielberg was more influential. It's for me, it's Spielberg or James Cameron, where like they created different worlds. George Lucas, I know that's just because of Star Wars. I love him for that, but he's also insane. He also had some. He ruin Star Wars? I don't know. Nolan is definitely up there though. He has had really great movies. But I think this lineup is cooked. I think this lineup is made to make people look bad and like force them to pick Nolan. If you look at the lineup, the bracket is.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the bracket.
No, not a fan, not at all. But I hope that it will create these voters to go and actually see the movies of these other directors, right? It that it gives us, oh, I didn't know that director did this or that. I hope it started the conversations amongst people, whether in person or in the comments, to go like, because I'm sure people were like, how did it, how can you say he won when this guy did this movie, and maybe they never watched the movie and they're gonna go out and see it now. So
So Carlos,
yeah.
who's your favorite director? Tarantino?
Yeah, I'm with a caution that Tarantino's up there. I mean, I have, it's tough. It's kind of like picking like your top five. I have like top five directors that have created franchises that have been around for the last 4 decades. Uh, it's like Scorsese. I love Scorsese. When you want like that, like I could never entrust Christopher Nolan to make a gritty New York movie. It's not gonna
Yeah,
work. He's not from here. He's not gonna understand it. Scorsese, he gets it. He's been doing New York gritty movies for the last 40 years. So he gets it. He's the go-to for that. Like his mafia movies are, the best bar none, and
let,
every
let me ask you
every
something.
director, like, yeah, I couldn't see Scorsese do a scientific movies. That's Nolan's expertise. He has mastered that.
That's what
So
exactly what I was gonna ask you too just now.
yeah, yeah, like I think every director has a their own strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah.
I don't know who would be the if like I said, if I had to pick the most well-rounded director, it is going to be Spielberg. He's done dramas, he's done sci-fi, he's done action, he's done it all. Like all alien movies. You talk about it. He did Schindler's List. The guy that should be director of he is the director, I think. That guy is, that guy is influential, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he should have beat Nolan hands
Yeah, I
down.
agree.
So
But then
that's why
you
I'm
also
so
make a
upset about
good
it.
point of who the voters are,
Yeah.
which they're relatively young voters. You know, and that's that on Instagram, and that's what
You know?
puberty is.
But I mean, like
And
you could tell, like even like if you were in a household, Spielberg is almost a household name. You know, it's Nolan is not. You tell me Nolan, I'm thinking who? Nolan Ryan, the pitcher for the Texas Rangers. Like it doesn't punch like a Spielberg is like Spielberg.
I have
That's
to disagree. I think both of them are household names.
nah. I would
Uh,
love to. No, I don't think Nolan.
I
I
think
think
so. I
I
think
think Kanye West is a bigger household name than Nolan is. I'm
no,
talking about, yeah, man, nah, man. I don't think Christopher Nolan will hit.
no. I can't agree with
Nah.
that, man. I think, especially after the Dark Knight, Nolan has exploded into being that was to me the Dark Knight was his Jurassic Park.
Right.
Where he came out and delivered on it, and people now look at him as like the top of the top. Whatever this guy could put out a 2-hour movie about watching paint dry, and people's gonna flock to the theater to watch that. He's
Yeah,
made himself
I
such a
give you
name.
that. I give you that. Moviegoers, but you take a person who doesn't watch movies and you start naming things that he's done. Say like you say, you mentioned you can't even say Batman because he doesn't own that franchise. That's DC. Batman's been around forever, man. He just happened to put his spin on it. It's not Dark Knight. Dark Knight existed before Nolan was even born. I'm talking about you say Interstellar. People gonna be like, "What's that?" Maybe like a small a small group. But you go ET. I know ET. I know ET. Indiana Jones. Then they're gonna know that, man. We even had this talk over our campsite where the dad was like a big Indiana Jones fan, and they asked the kid, "You know Indiana Jones?" He's like, "Who's that?" He's like, "The guy with the brown hat and the whip." And then he's like, "Yeah, I know that, Dad. Why? Because he was in the Fortnite game. They're part of mainstream. No one's playing Matthew McConaughey in Fortnite as an interstellar character. I'm sorry, his movies do not have that type of. His movies don't have that type of reach. They do fantastic at the box offices, yes, and he wins awards. But he's never gonna. He's not a household name where, like, even if you didn't know the person's name, you're gonna know the worlds he built. Jaws, just that Jaws alone, everybody knows Jaws. Everybody, bro. You can name maybe the actor the character somebody played from a Nolan movie, and they're gonna be like, what? How? Who is that? I'll guarantee that, man. Maybe us cinephiles, yeah, but not most people, man.
No, man.
There's no way, man.
I have friends that are not cinephiles by any
And they
means.
know Nolan like that. They'll
Yeah, and it's because of like movies like The Dark Knight, Inception, um, Interstellar. All these movies. People always go back to what do you call it?
But that's the thing.
Interstellar's scores as one of the greatest scores ever made by Hans Zimmer.
But that's the
People
thing.
that
We
it's
always mention those
instantly
three movies,
recognizable.
though.
Huh?
Those are the only three movies we ever mentioned: Dark Knight, Interstellar, Inception. That's
I could go
no one
down a
ever
list. Tenet.
no one ever says Memento. No one ever says Dunkirk. They only pick on those three movies. I will tell you 15 Spielberg movies that shit on all those movies. Easy.
No, I listen. I have to disagree with this conversation
Nah.
because there's a you're essentially downplaying one over the other, and I can't agree with that because I think both of them have a household name in their own regards.
That's the whole point
You
of
know,
this bracket, Akash.
Yeah.
Spielberg.
The whole point of this is who's better, who's the best director of all
Yeah.
time. And
And
I think that
you
Nolan is
telling me
wrong.
Nolan is better than Spielberg? Nah.
No.
No, I'm saying that both of them have their
All time? Of
individual
all
places.
time.
Look, of all time, I'm gonna say Tarantino over both of them.
Right. And
No.
I'm a Tarantino fanboy, but even I know that I gotta give Spielberg the title on that. You know,
Listen, I will never discredit like Like I said, I went through a bunch of movies that are arguable classics. Like you, Jurassic Park. Come on, who hasn't seen Jurassic Park, right? Whatever you like those movies, whether or not you like those movies now,
Dino Boy.
there's no discrediting that. Everybody has seen Jurassic Park in their childhood,
Mhm.
and if you haven't, then you're living under a rock. Spielberg has made his place in history, for sure, for sure. But when we're taking a look at like this bracket and who's voting on it, it's a young demographic on Instagram,
I'll give you
and
that. I'll give you that. Yeah.
they're more. I'm pretty sure if you were to maybe expand that voting to a more mass audience, where it's not limited to like 15 to 25, 26-year-olds, we would see different results. But being that this is on Instagram and it's on puberty and it's a younger bracket, they have more exposure to whatever Nolan's been putting out, versus what Spielberg's been putting out. And that's not to discredit one or the other. They're both amazing directors in their own unique ways. But it all came down to who's voting. And unfortunately, it was the younger voters that have exposure to the more modern director, which is Nolan.
All right,
Very
so
well, very well
by
said,
that,
Akash. I agree. Yeah, you're right about that. It is. It really comes down to the demographic,
so
and they don't
barring the
and
demographic,
and they don't know shit. I'm sorry. That demographic doesn't know
right?
shit. You voted for the wrong director. You guys don't know nothing. You a bunch of Gen Zers.
Wow. Okay, boomer.
Oh, no, get you,
But
you
wait,
darn
listen.
kids.
So get off my lawn. Um, barring the demographic. So I agree. So best director of all time, I agree with Carlos that it has to be the most well-rounded. I think Steven Spielberg has done a little bit of everything. Tarantino, all his movies are very similar. I'm thinking Martin Scorsese, all he does is the same movie. He does very similar movies. So I think my pick's gonna be Steven Spielberg or James Cameron. James Cameron, I I will. What'd you say? You're glazing Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
James Cameron is Titanic is a great movie. Terminator 2 is he has done. I think if we're talking about iconic movies, Spielberg probably wins for me. But I need to throw James Cameron in there because of how iconic he has also insanely iconic movies. And I think he has gone overboard now with Avatar that kind of like puts a little it besmirches his name, but he has done some incredible movies in the past. I think he has a good track record. I think you gotta throw James Cameron in there too. But for me, I agree that Steven Spielberg is probably the most well-rounded and iconic director. Where everyone else kind of does the same shit. Quentin Tarantino, you know his style. You know what's his name? Paul Thomas Anderson or not to Paul. Is that Wes Anderson?
Yeah.
Wes
Wes,
Anderson.
Wes Anderson. Yeah.
Anderson. They all have it's the same shit. It's everything's pastel and weird. Okay, that's your style. I get it, but I think it's being the most well-rounded. Christopher Nolan does very very intellectual, very deep movies. Um, I think he is iconic now. I think he has earned his way to be be a very noted director. But if we're talking about best director of all time and you're putting of all time in there, you have to think of who's the most well-rounded, who has touched a little bit of everything. And I think it's Spielberg.
Hey,
He
yo.
might be not he might not be doing any strong movies now. Pause. He might not be doing stronger movies now, but he has put in the work for some of the most iconic movies in the past that have influenced all of these directors. So that's my take. I know
Okay, so
this bracket, barring the children who voted on this, that's my thought an adult who has seen a lot of movies from a lot of these directors.
let me put you guys on
Mic
the
drop.
spot. Name your top five directors.
All right,
Go
let's
ahead.
do
Doesn't
not
have to
top
be.
five directors. Let's do top three of the past and top three of newer age.
Okay. Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Gabby. You want to go first?
Okay, so I'm gonna do James Cameron, Steven Spielberg, and let's do. I don't want to say George Lucas. I'm gonna say Peter Jackson because I love Lord of
Ooh.
the Rings.
My
But he only has those three. Like I feel like Lord of the Rings is that's it. So
like
wait,
I
no, I'm gonna do
Yeah, I
what?
have a thing. I have an asterisk. I always have a thing where like I don't pick people who've passed because their work has already been accounted for and they haven't done anything in forever. So I always keep it as the
Mm,
living. I always have this conversation with Molly Mall when we talk about hip hop music. And I always have to say, is it the five top rappers alive or the five top dead or alive rappers? Even the dead rappers makes their own lists. Like they haven't made music. Like I can't put Tupac versus a Drake because they're not. They weren't making music in the same time, kind of thing, same timeline. So yeah, I do have my top three past directors that are no longer with us, and my top three present ones. So just an asterisk because for me, top one of the top three past is Kubrick. You know,
mm.
and he's better than most people making movies now. Still to this day, he probably does better movies then than some people do now. You know
That is true. He has made iconic movies, but I don't. I feel like he was a crazy person. I don't like him as a person.
what?
Heard like terrible stories about him as a person. Um, so what did I say? Steven Spielberg. All right, I'm gonna go for like classic then. Steven
Okay.
Spielberg, James Cameron, and Martin Scorsese.
Mhm.
And then new ones, I will say Nolan. Um, what's his name? Who's the director of Dune?
Didn't even knew.
Yeah, that guy. And I don't know. Let me think about my last one. Carlos Hugo.
Let me see. For my top three dead, I gotta put Kubrick, Alfred Hitchcock, and George Romero.
Mm.
Uh, and for my three past, I gotta put Spielberg, Scorsese, and John Carpenter. Because Big Trouble in Little China, The Thing, Halloween, like. And for my present top three who are still working, I gotta say Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez, and Christopher Nolan. He deserves that top spot. He is. He is that director. He is the guy's on fire. He does. I'm not downplaying anything he's done. He's still in that young kind of age where he could still make another 10 big movies, and I'm dying to see what he's making. Especially with the
Yep.
Odyssey. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm on board to see what he's doing the next 20, 30 years of his career. So those are my
Yep.
top three.
All right.
Very good. Yeah.
For me, my past directors would definitely be Spielberg, Scorsese, and Kurosawa. I think those are my top three past directors. Um, honorable mention definitely Kubrick. I love Kubrick. I love The Shining. As far as modern directors go, uh, Tarantino at the top, of course, for me. Then I have Nolan, and then finally rounding it out would be Robert Eggers.
Oh yeah, he's good. He's good. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Robert Eggers. That is a good one.
Mhm.
Mm,
I know it's a tough choice. It really is. There's so many.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
it is.
you start to look back and go, oh man, shit, I forgot to mention this guy. He's good, or her, and she's amazing, and she did this great movie. It's just this. It's just so many, and it's tough to pick only three. But go ahead, Gabby. Pick your top modern three.
um, I said Nolan. Who did I say? Nolan,
James Cameron.
James Cameron.
Denny.
Oh yeah, Denis
I
Villeneuve.
knew.
Yeah, he's good too. He's amazing. Yeah.
Villeneuve.
Yeah. There's
I
so
know
many.
there's so many.
There's
Uh,
so many. I love John Favreau. We just talked about him doing Mandalorian. He's great. He's got a
yeah, John Favreau.
You know, he's the reason why Marvel Universe is what it is today with his Iron Man movie. You know, he started the whole franchise. You know, Elf is still to me a classic.
Overrated, but yeah. Sure.
Yeah, it is definitely overrated. You know, but it's like stupid, silly fun. You know, and
Like, gosh, is actually that's overrated. That movie sucks.
no, it doesn't suck.
I don't
It's
know what
overrated.
the third one is.
Robert Zemeckis, anyone? No.
He's
I
good.
was gonna say I was thinking Robert Zemeckis, but I was also thinking Greta Gerwig. I'm thinking of who I'm like excited for, like what movies are coming out, and who like you're like, oh, that director's doing it, great. I would probably go see that. But then what came to mind was Jon Favreau with Mandalorian. But that's also because I'm a Star Wars fan. So I'll say Jon Favreau.
Yeah.
Excited for, but it's just like based on Star Wars things. So Nolan, what's his name, Denny, and Jon Favreau. Denny Villeneuve. But yeah, my past ones were James Cameron, Spielberg, and Scorsese.
Good list. Good list.
Yep.
But yeah, interesting. Now I'm gonna go into all these different different directors and see what they've done. What have you done with your life? What movies? But but yeah, that's I think that's what we'll wrap it up with. You guys looking forward to anything coming up?
This week I actually I'm going to go see the Demon Slayer movie, which I'm looking forward to that quite a bit, and then also uh that movie with DiCaprio, One Battle After Another is coming out, which looks really good as well.
Oh right, yeah. I was gonna watch Killers of the Flower Moon, but didn't realize it was 4 fucking hours.
Yeah,
How long is
God.
that?
it's a pretty long movie.
Oh my god, it's so long. Is this one with this? Is a new one coming out long with Leo?
Let me see. It says that it's how long is it?
5
One
hours
battle
long
after
now.
another,
3
right?
hours, almost 3 hours.
Oh goodness.
2 hours and 50 minutes. Okay, cool. It's fine. All his movies. Does he think that he'll get awards for longer movies? Is that what is? Does he
I
just go
think
for
that's
that?
what they're operating on.
I'm gonna have to watch that movie in parts again. Bro, I don't have time for this. What was the other one? Killers of the Flower Moon. Killers of the Flower Moon is 3.5 hours. Good lord. All right, I'm gonna stop complaining about this. Carlos, you looking forward to anything this weekend?
This weekend, I mean, for me, Halloween it always comes early in September, so I'm already in the horror movie watching phase for the next 6 weeks. Watching both new and rewatching classics, which I always tend to do, and I try to sprinkle maybe like a classic here and there this weekend. But right now, I'm trying to catch up on the shows and watching Alien Earth. I haven't started that yet, and I think it's close to finishing the season, so I'm gonna binge watch that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I heard it was good, and it's like doing like different ideas within that universe with the xenomorphs and stuff. Yeah, you know what I need to watch? I need to watch Sisu. We were talking about that before.
Oh my god, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's a great
Yeah, and I
movie.
know that
I'm gonna rewatch it.
the second one's coming out
Yeah,
Yeah.
November.
November. All right, I gotta watch Sisu, so that's on my list this week. I did watch Bring Her Back. So, again, watching Terrifier for this thing really has desensitized me. Bring Her Back, the gory parts were disgusting, but I was just like, oh, okay, that's good effects. So I heard Sisu is pretty violent. So I think
Yeah,
I'm fully desensitized to the violence. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Thank you for that.
I did
You're
watch
welcome.
Nobody 2 recently, which I thought was great.
Oh,
It's a
I
fun
like that
movie.
one. Yeah, fun movie.
Yeah,
I did like the first one. The second one was worth it.
Yeah.
yeah, it was a good follow up. I'd say so.
Yeah. I mean, I do like Bob Odenkirk a lot. I would watch
Yeah.
him. But all right. So looking forward to that for the weekend. That's it for today, guys. If you have any suggestions for what we should talk about, what we want to watch, just leave it in the comments, like and subscribe. And then, yeah, have a good day, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Peace,
Marvel
guys.
sucks.
Bye, guys. See ya.